and boss relic swaps. Let's click this button. We'll see what happens. It is the new Sadistic nature. The upgrade on this is unbelievable. Whenever you apply a debuff to an enemy, they take 7 damage. It costs 0. All you have to do is draw the thing. On Bouncing Flask, on Crippling Cloud, even on something like Piercing Whale becomes a damage card. It's good. FirstDane. Oh, man. This could still make the 2020 highlight reel. So good, I still have it up. I'm going to be a boomer and take a Snapchat of my desktop screen. It's okay. Makes Crippling Cloud so powerful. 14 AoE damage, and you're applying 4 or 7 poison on top of that. I mean, it's crazy. No, we're doing the Sadistic nature. This is the run. This is the one. Now, the deck, of course, immediately got worse. Because our only way to apply a debuff right now is Neutralize, but it does make Neutralize say, well, at least right now, do 7 damage, which I'm a huge fan of. Boom! This is the way. This is the way. We've been watching The Mandalorian. We've been trying to catch up. We didn't start watching it until like 2 days ago. This season, anyway. We watched the first season. You slice. You don't have Disney Plus in your country yet? That's too bad. I think I saw a Twitter comment that was like, The Mandalorian. Oh god, I'm gonna butcher it. The point of the tweet was that it's just good Star Wars. Like they were basically saying that the movies haven't been great Star Wars, but The Mandalorian isn't exceptional. It's just good Star Wars. That's all, or something like that. I don't know. Kind of resonated with me. I'm like, this is what happens when you try to take a massive universe, galaxy, whatever you want to call it, in Star Wars, and try to boil it down and condense the story into like 2.5 hours. It's just not possible. There's too much story to tell. So The Mandalorian is probably what happens when you remove yourself from the confines of a movie that has to be 2.5 hours or whatever, and you're instead able to watch it or do like 10 hours of content. That said, a lot of The Mandalorian boils down to, I'll help you if you help me. And then they have to go do the thing where they help them to slowly progress the meta story of the game. And the acting is also very good. They have a wide breadth of characters, and I just enjoy it. It's been a good time. I like Rogue One. I like Rogue One because it was on Netflix for a while, so I could watch it 2 or 3 times. Liked it. Yeah, I don't want to say anything about it. I have a few thoughts about the show, but I'm not going to say any of it right now. We're going to leave that where it is. I'm going to take this slice. It's the new slice. It says 6, and then it says 9. So we're already a fan of it. We're saying nice. Well-Laid Plans is pretty exceptional and would scale well into a Sentry's fight, the Guardian fight, maybe Lagavulin a little bit. We want this Well-Laid Plans. Why I don't want to take Well-Laid Plans right now, and maybe I should. I don't want to take it because we're lacking so much damage. If we take Well-Laid Plans, we're further going down the hole of not having damage cards. The nice thing about Slice at this point in the game, I've often said that a silent run typically needs about 3 common attacks to get through Act 1. If you get your flying knees, your dagger throws, whatever it is, if you get those cards, you can probably get through the bulk of the beginning of Act 1, towards the end of Act 1, to then when you're starting to look for these scaling cards. But you need something to get you through the beginning parts of the game. And unfortunately for us, that happens to be Slice, but we get some card draw. I think with a 0-cost Sadistic nature and Slice, we are increasingly incentivized to take things like an acrobatics or a backflip, some kind of card draw mechanic that we can find relatively easy on the silent. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of seeing how it goes, I think I've tried to say this a few times, but I am using a new mouse for today for the first time. So I'm trying my best to do no misclicks at all, but if one happens, this is my forewarning that it could be a thing. I may have to restart a fight. I actually did that on the piercing whale on the last stream because I misclicked something. Anyway, also got a new mouse pad too. Maybe more boring. I was reading and I know I'm like piercing whale for AoE. This says deal 5 damage to all enemies. I kind of feel like we should just take dagger spray though. We are not currently guaranteed to see any hard pool fights this act. So let me take you backwards from the boss. This is our end of the act. Maybe we could go to the shop. Planning on going like this way? Or excuse me, like this way? Kind of the plan. So there'll probably be a fight in there. So the reason why we would take dagger spray over like an all-out attack is not because it's necessarily better. It doesn't really scale well. We don't want this towards the mid or late game. It's okay against like Gremlin Leader. But we want it because we could fight the pack of gang of gremlins or the slime ditties. I don't know the name of that one. Gang of gremlin and the gang of slimes or whatever. You kind of need something there. It's not even particularly good against the slime boss unless it says plus, and then it's like pretty okay. But I'm going to take it anyway. I think we need attack cards to deal with this if we're going to go that way. Again, this is the same philosophy. We need a few common attacks to get through the early parts of the game so we can do the fun stuff later. Hey, that's fantastic. Lantern, Ring of the Snake. One of my favorite combos to see next to each other. We've got extra cards on turn 1, and we've got the energy to do things with that energy. Love to see it. Let's see here. You're on 16 HP. We have... Yeah, Strength Potion, Crippling Cloud. This is exactly what we were talking about. So with Sadistic Nature right now, being 0 cost, whenever you apply a debuff to an enemy, they take 5 damage. Well, this is 2 debuffs, both the poison and the weak. So this is currently going to do 10 damage and then apply 4 poison. So about 14 damage unupgraded. If we get both upgraded, it's kind of crazy. That's 14 damage just from Sadistic Nature and the 2 debuffs plus 7. So we are talking about 21 damage for 2 energy. Exceptionally good. Just somewhat tempted to take the donut here. Or 19 healing, not quite 20, but almost get full value. This is really close to guaranteeing the upgrade here. If we don't, and we go against, well, really any of the elites are going to do a fair amount of damage to us, I think. We just take 5 HP, we go to 46. Bet we take a fair amount of... Let's take the banana. A rare banana. I think this is an okay open. We've got all of our attacks. We can do a Strength Potion this fight, and then we have Sadistic Nature for both Neutralize and Crippling Cloud. We have 3 weak coming around, so I like that. The only other better open would be to have Crippling Cloud in our opening hand. But we do not have that. $15 damage from Sadistic Nature and a terrible and here. Possible that we were supposed to use Duplication Potion on Crippling Cloud. Alright. Not too bad. We can imagine if we didn't heal for 19 there, we'd be on 27 HP. 36 is probably good enough for us to take an upgrade. We're going to be going into Sentries or... Oh my goodness, that is a Bouncing Flask. Sentries or Gremlin Knob now. Bouncing Flask, Sadistic Nature, so this can go to 4. So, in theory, if this hits 4 times, and this says 7, I mean, you can do the math. It's 28 free damage plus 12 poison. We're talking a lot in terms of if we have said upgrade, meaning that our upgrades are of such high value that we really need to prioritize them. For sure taking that Bouncing. I know, I'm tempted to upgrade the Sadistic Nature immediately. A lot of extra damage with this Bouncing Flask. I fear that our next 2 elites are going... I mean, they are going to be a pretty serious challenge for us. But with like a Duplication Potion on, say, our Crippling Cloud or our Bouncing Flask here, it's got to be our Bouncing Flask. It's a lot of artifact, but we got a lot of flaskies going out there. And damage. I think we need to throw this in back. Even though it's 3 block here, we need to do that. That Crippling Cloud. Nice. And then we have Survivor for next turn. That's about perfect. You get our Pen Nib up if we can. Both kill. Good enough. Nib on 8. Antograph. Yes. Acrobatics is here. We were just talking about Acrobatics. Crippling Cloud number 2 is here. And Blade Dance is also here with this Pen Nib. We have a lot of really good options. Yeah, if we could have duplicated the Crippling Cloud, that would have been better than the Bouncing Flask. And also, I was maybe supposed to neutralize before Bouncing Flask, but who's keeping track? I rarely take Acrobatics on 3 energy. I think this is the time to do it. Mask is kind of stinky. Aha. So we do face a hard pool fight. I don't think I care about that Pen Nib. Not enough to do something about it anyway. All right, so we know that this Bouncing Flask is super lethal, so we'll get a couple hits on our Pen Nib before we use it. So I really feel the need to add a defensive card here. So I'm looking between Deflect and Backflip. Deflect is only great if you're stuck on, say, 3 energy going into Act 2, and it's Really only worth the draw if it says plus on it. But we have an acrobatics in here. We do have some extra cycle we can draw into it, which is okay. We get a footwork, we're happy. I think we want the backflip, though. Backflip, just cycling the deck faster to get back to Bouncing Flask is kind of our win condition right now. So we'll take the backflip, even though it says 1 on it. Gouged and trampled by a horned beast. I don't know about this one. There's a world where this goes totally fine. Not sure if we live in that world. Yeah, that was really the only reason why I was considering deflected, or deflected all, is because we had the acrobatics and some 2-cost stuff in here. I feel like without the ability to remove these strikes, which currently we are not doing, extra card draw makes up for the lack of card remove so far. Backflip. So this kind of tries to counter all of these stinky strikes, and is maybe one of the ways that we're actually dealing with Guardian, because we can't hang on to any cards with Retain. We passed on that early well-laid plans. Would have been nice. No, we do not do that twice. No. Once was risky enough for me. Aha. Find the gremlin knob anyway. So without finding Sadistic Nature or Bouncing Flask on turn 1, I do think we maybe use this skill potion now to help us apply weak on future turns, maybe some poison, because it's looking like, I mean, this has to happen. This is kind of our kill condition. It's a lot of damage already. We're a ways off from Pen Nib. Not sure about that skill potion. We can do some numbers. So Sadistic Nature, Bouncing Flask, assuming we draw them in the right order, which is certainly not guaranteed either. So that's 28 damage plus 12, 40 for 2 energy. So 48 with this dagger spray. Maybe best case scenario. Yikes. Okay, that was a really bad pull from that. We do have the Pantograph. Oh my goodness, this is pretty bad. But we have the Pen Nib Dagger Spray. And he's on 55. Let me remath this. I already forgot. I said this was 28, 40 damage. This is going to be 16, 56. So we have lethal +1 next turn. Guaranteed. Right? 14, 28 plus 12, 40. This is doubled to 16, 56. This is beautiful. Our first time getting the full combo. Got him. Hey, Preserved Insect. Not too late. I mean, it would have been nice if we saw it earlier, but... Ooh, but it is here. All right, I'm going to do it. It's too good. Bouncing Flask number 2 with Sadistic Nature. I cannot pass that up. We're going to make it say plus right away. Oof. These turn 1s have been particularly bad. Good Gambler's Brew, but we're at full HPs. And hold off. We did it. Okay, so this is where, I mean, this fight was always going to be somewhat interesting because of our lack of kind of block cards. Where the idea was backflip was going to save us in those moments. It's like a machine gun bouncing flask. How do we not play bouncing flask when we see it now? We're going to try to save this pet nib for next act. Got him. That was a super easy fight. Energy Potion is here. Burst is also here. Oh my goodness. Nightmare is here too. So many good options. The Burst Bouncing Flask with Sadistic Nature is crazy. But we can potentially Nightmare the Sadistic Nature. I think that's too slow for right now, and we have to take the Burst. But it's not sad. Like, I'm... Burst Bouncing Flask. Just get in here. God, it's... like... I mean... Yes? Yes? Just yes to Snecko? We have 3 things that say 2 on them. We do have a few things that say 0 on them, but come on. Extra card draw, cycling the deck even faster. We got 348 Spire bucks going into Act 2, and we are not afraid of elites. Though I'm also not feeling particularly reckless either. I'd like to go to an early shop and make some decisions from there. I mean, there's a world where this works out, but I don't know about this guy. I don't want to go to one of these 2 early shops. Let's see, our late shop, it's way over here. Yeah, I don't like that path at all. So we're going to one of these early 2 shops. What we could do, we could go here, and make some decisions. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm currently looking this way. If these aren't fights, the first 2 fights of Act 2 are from the easy pool. So we should be fine through those. And then we could do Campfire, Elite, Campfire. Maybe sneak our way through here and do this Elite, though I really hate this back end of the act. Draw 9 on turn 1 with 4 energy is good for Snecko. Yes. Hopefully we can find something to do on turn 1. Yeah, let's see what happens. I don't love that path through Act 1. Maybe we find something better. Oh, Terrence. Give me just a second. Welcome on in, Terrence and friends. Draco, hello. Terrence MHS coming in with a 79 of his best friends. Always great to see you. We were just talking about you earlier. I don't think I have a mod here, so I will shout you out personally. Thank you very much for the generous raid, my friend. You guys are coming in on our first run of the evening, and it is incredibly fun. We traded 6 max HP for the new Sadistic Nature, and then we made it say plus on it, so it does 7 damage when we apply a debuff to an enemy. And then we found Crippling Cloud, a Bouncing Flask, we made that say plus. Found another Bouncing Flask, we made that say plus, and a Burst. So in a perfect world, oh, we picked up Snecko Eye too, because I guess that's a relic. In a perfect world, we play Sadistic Nature, and then we burst our Bouncing Flask, and we do a lot of damage. With Sadistic Nature down, a single Bouncing Flask is doing 40 damage to a single target. Seems good. It has been very good so far. see if we can hang on to this pen nib for a bit longer. Hey, Micro NS. Oh, I was supposed to burst that. All right, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. I was too busy talking. We'll take 1 damage for my mistake. All right, this turn is very stinky, though. So I'm looking to our potions and I'm deciding between gamblers and just acrobatics and maybe an energy potion. Do acrobatics. Oof, that is terrible. So things didn't really go our way this fight. We've get like 1 bad turn in here. So the deck's been amazing up until this exact point. We get 1 bad turn in here. We can choose to go double deep on our potions if we want to and come out okay. We can block 14 with our strike on the front burb. And then we have 13 blocks. So we're taking 11 more damage. A lot. We get a lucky bouncing flask. And this was supposed to be a free fight. Oh, I'm too big. Must have resized my camera at some point. I think I did. I was trying to play with some settings. Yeah, 2 times 6. Thank you. Draco, I got that error earlier on somebody's stream. So I refreshed the stream, and Twitch hit me with the ads. And I was like, you son of a... Cannot believe you hit me with ads after your video failed. Alright, we're going to save this energy potion and take some damage. Got him. Flex potion is here. There's a blur is probably the only thing here that's actually maybe takeable, and we're not stacking block almost ever, so I'm going to skip that for now. We are currently blocking through killing things. As you saw in that last fight, we don't have a lot of good, just innate block. We have a few sources of weak right now, and a terrible neutralize with Snecko Eye and Crippling Cloud. But otherwise, we've got Defend Plus here in Backflip and Survivor. Of course, we're looking for like leg sweep. All right, we will spend... We are going like into a shop almost immediately, but 85 Spire bucks for a relic. You relics are not worth 85 Spire bucks. Also, I would like to point out that this is one of 2 events in the game that actually say the name of the character in the event. We have, if you have the red mask in Act 3, you can don the red mask and get a bunch of gold in return. So the red mask's name is Don. The Pleading Vagrant's name is Rob. It's Robert. So fear not. A lot of people think that this is stealing, but it's incorrect. We're just acknowledging the Pleading Vagrant's person, really. We recognize the Pleading Vagrant. I mean, a meal ticket's fine. Yes? Yes? Yes, please? We will absolutely do that one. And I'm glad we spent some Spire bucks on one of those relics, because these ones are the big stink. Prismatic Shard, we're probably not... We're already doing a cool thing. So I don't think we're doing Prismatic Shard. Orichalcum's here. It's okay. Orichalcum every once in a while. Tiny Chest will pass on. Could be potentially convinced to take this dash. It says 2 on it, as well as 10 block. So that combination alone is pretty nice. Also pairs well with our Pen Nib, because it's going to stack Pen Nib and potentially do double damage. 20 damage for whatever. Gaining some block is pretty alright. We are absolutely starting out by removing one of these stinky strikes, though. Could be real spicy and remove Slice now that Snecko is here. Strikes are stinky. I will buy Dash. I think we pass on the rest of this. Panic Button may be an honorable mention for dealing with, say, Hyper Beam. I'm going to try to find other solutions. Now, we don't have Sadistic Nature in play, but this is still a really good amount of poison. We're just going to eat this fight in 2 turns. Move on with our lives. Nope. Nope. Now, I'm actually really tempted to go along this right-hand path. I'm feeling pretty strong right now. We had a bad birds fight, but all things considered, we got 9 cards and 4 energy on turn 1. We got a Pen Nib ready to go. How long has it been since you played an attack? Roughly Act 1. I think the Guardian fight is the last time we played an attack. It'd be better to remove Strike twice if you find Upgrade All Strikes Defend event. Huh? That's a really good point, Travi. I suppose it would be. That's a good point. I had not considered that. No, I highly value upgrading all defends. But we'll see. Still get Strike Demi? True. True. All facts. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty strong right now. Let's go on the right-hand side. I think I see the line that I'm going to take already, but let's see if I can find Sadistic Nature. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness. He can't keep getting away with it. Beautiful turn 1 Slaver. Still feeling pretty strong. We get an Art of War. Yeah, Art of War is pretty good here. As well as footwork, I suppose. Some extra dexterity going into Bronze Tomato, I think, seems good. For sure. Absolutely need the Burst Plus upgrade. Oh my goodness. It just keeps happening. We don't have the second... Oh, we don't have the second Bouncing Flask here. it even worth it? And Art of War here? Probably, right? Okay, that hurts a little bit. So as much as like I want this Art of War to go off, I also want to just get our nib to a decent count too. Didn't end up mattering. We're not going an extra turn on this guy. 47 HP, get a Centennial Puzzle. Eviscerate says plus and 3 on it. That's pretty good. I don't think we need it though. Like, what is that ever going to do for us? We're doing Sadistic Nature, Bouncing Flask. That's our win condition. Eviscerate does not help us with our win condition. I'm going to skip it. Once we get Envenom. True. I don't know if we would take in... Well, yeah, I don't know if we would take Envenom. Especially with the Art of War. Eviscerate also said... Well, any attack at this point, you can think about it in terms of costing 1 extra energy, because it's always deactivating Art of War. So we were actually talking about this on the last stream when we were playing the Defect, how Go for the Eyes and Beam Cell and all those 0-cost attacks, Claw on the Defect, deactivate Art of War. So they go from costing 0 to costing 1, always. And that makes them such lower value when you think about it on those terms. To that effect... I'm looking at Bag of Marbles here, and what I'm seeing is an artifact removal. I'm not really seeing vulnerable. I do think the vulnerable will have a place, and it could help. Thinking like Reptomancer, yeah, just artifact remove on the Act 4 elites. I think we take it for those reasons. Not because I think the vulnerable is particularly good. Okay. We have a good turn 1 here. Trying to see if we can get that other Sadistic Nature in play, but it's kind of unnecessary. 2 Sadistic Natures, very cool, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, the buffed Sadistic Nature as it is right now is probably good enough. This is going to say 15 on it after the Crippling Cloud week, so we can easily block for 15 here and here. Do that. We could kill this, but... Turn's bad. Okay, we gotta do some things this turn. So Dagger Spray guarantees the kill over here, so this is not quite 8 block. This is gonna go to what? 14, I think? 14? Exactly 60 seconds. We didn't even need to do that. We could have taken a small amount of damage on Slavers and saved the HP. I think that's where my tendency to do the fun thing versus the optimal thing bites me from time to time. Almost perfect. Okay, we'll take 9. That's a lot. actually. We should slice, right? Do the optimal thing, not the cool thing. I wanted to do double Sadistic Nature, but we just don't need it. Get Pen on 9 with our bag of marbles, an attack potion, and I guess we'll take a Crippling Cloud Plus, if you're gonna make me. Remove a card for 75 Spire bucks, absolutely. It's our second Crippling Cloud, too. And, thanks to Travi, I think we will remove Slice instead of another Strike. And whoever said Strike Dummy. Also, a point, for sure. Max HP Slavers. Wait, why is our turn 1 hand so bad? What happened? You're supposed to do this first? Okay. So this is currently 20 damage. One's going to say 6 on it, so it's 6, 12, 24. This one is 15 to all, so 45 damage. But we take more damage. I don't think we can kill one. Oh, we have Pen Nib. Never mind. We're doing slightly more than that. So maybe it is riddled with holes. So that's at least 30 damage plus 50%. Max HP Slavers, even with Preserved Insect, are spooky. This does 30 to all, right? That's a lot. Where's 6,700 viewers right now? Must be someone. There must be a very big streamer playing. Oh, somebody has restarted their streak. I see. Ah, I see. I see what's going on. I see. Yeah. Eat that guy. Some block in here if we... Oof. Snecko has not been kind here. Two more fights to go after this. It split the damage. There was a non-zero chance that we killed the front one. No such luck. Bottled Tornado, you say? Yeah. We will absolutely bottle a Sadistic Nature. As long as you promise to make it not cost 2. Please? Okay. Okay, so Crippling Cloud blocks 4. It's true. Have a free strike. There are too many strikes in this deck. I agree. The fact that we added that slice very early on and now we're having to go through them is causing a ton of problems. We do not have a good turn here. We can first defend strike. We lose 1 energy next turn. We take 1 damage. I think that's the best line. But it is kind of sad. Maybe, I mean, we're due for a good Snecko roll here with our Centennial Puzzle. Right? See here. You have 9 plus 7, 16 poison. And then we just Survivor. Is also kind of a sad turn. At the end of our FTL soundtrack. Almost. Just say close enough, otherwise I'm going to forget it. Bring back our favorite orchestral soundtrack. Been doing display capture this whole time. Whoops. If we choose not to Bouncing Flask here, we potentially just don't get the kill next turn. Would mean even more damage. We are close to dead here. On an otherwise amazing run. This was always going to be a slightly more spicy path. Okay. Our pen nib to 6. I mean, maybe? Sure. And I'll take an attack potion over one of these. Something to help us get through this next combat. I'm going to get rid of our flex potion. I don't think it's very good here. Oh, no. In all things considered, this is a decent turn 1. And apply weak, so that's going to be 18 damage. We're currently taking 4. And we get a ton of poison in. So the key is we just don't die next turn. And then we win. One of my favorite strategies in Slay the Spire. Winning through not dying. And now we get to work on Pen Nib. And nib on 8. So we can both rest, and then we have Pantograph to heal us quite a lot. Leg Sweep is... yes. Yes, yes, yes. Another thing that says 2 on it. We're going to rest. Yes. So we're going to pop back up to 50 HP. That's almost full. So we took a way more harrowing path there. I knew this was going to be... death. We knew that this path was always going to be slightly worse. It's a linear path. There's 3 elites. It's our empowered elite and 2 hard pool fights at the very end of Act 2. So considering, I think one of these unknown rooms was a combat 2. Considering at the end of Act 2, we did empowered elite, 2 hard pool fights, the shelled parasite, and mushroom rat, and then the snake plant. Still came out of it and going into the boss with 50 HP is... that's kind of huge, in my opinion. That's a decent pull. Not much more that we could ask for there. Well, that's actually fine, because we probably weren't playing 3-cost Bouncing Flask or 2-cost Crippling Cloud next turn anyway. Alright, they are stealing our cards. We know that the front one is going to be stealing a Bouncing Flask, and the back one should be stealing Dagger Spray. So if we have any targeted damage, we'll want to get that Bouncing Flask out. We could also try to draw it here with our backflip and roll the orbs a little bit. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe we do that. Yeah. But now they're taking Dagger Spray and one of these stinky cards. I believe I've had them take Ascender's Bane a single time. If you draw through, so they have to take a card from the draw pile. They go in order of rarity, and then cards that you've added to the deck. So if common cards, it's something that you've added, and then it's going to be your starter cards. And if the only thing that's left is a curse, well, they have to take a card, so it's going to end up being a curse. I'm going to wait on the second Sadistic Nature so we can do some damage here. The sadistic Nature plus Bouncing Flask combo is too good to pass up for now. And I'm going to be honest, the fact that they're removing 2 of these cards from our draw pile actually helps us out a ton. Not going to be salty about that at all. They've helped us. They've made our draw better by taking that junk out of there. Said this turn is stinky. What I like about this turn is that we can purposefully take just 3 damage, proccing our Centennial Puzzle. And then we get a big draw, and I like it. We have a lot of sources of weak coming up and 3 Crippling Clouds. Extra draw here is so good. Extra energy from Art of War is absolutely necessary. And that's a pretty good turn. Even though Sadistic Nature says 3 on it, I like what we're seeing. Ooh, I did that wrong, didn't I? I did that wrong. I'm not used to playing with Sadistic Nature, so I was going to dash this turn. And if that's the case, then we should have broken the armor with dash before Sadistic Nature went into it, maybe? No, that didn't matter. Never mind. Never mind. Whew. So we should absolutely use attacks this turn. Because Art of War was broken anyway. Wrong order on Crippling Cloud 2, huh? Oh. Whoops. I'd like to get both of those in play. Did not get a good lineup with our first Bouncing Flask or Crippling Cloud. Let's see, you're taking... So we're missing 28 damage for the kill. We can currently do... Let's see, this is 17 plus 10, 27. So we should be able to get through the block and do a small bit of damage next turn, if I did that math right. This is damage. Wait, this is 14 damage. Never mind, this is 14 damage. We will leg sweep him to death. The leg sweep lethal. Woof. Burst now works? Really? That's pretty cool. Yeah, we're gonna do a solid boule time here. Second burst, I'm gonna put that in the honorable mention category, considering how many skills we have in here. It's really how we're winning, but it's bullet time, especially with the ability to draw 9 cards on turn 1. If we pull a boule time out of that, we're feeling pretty good. Astrolabe? So we don't do Velvet Choker with this bullet time. We may have a really good turn that's limited by that. We could potentially get away with the Velvet Choker. I haven't had too many issues with Choker plus Snecko in the past. Just be more diligent with the number of or types of cards that we're playing. Sozu is Sozu. We're looking for... we're looking for Wraith Form Plus. But a Ghost in a Jar, any number of those things to help us on like a heart fight. Take the Astrolabe. So we're going to go Snecko into Astro Babe. Going to very easily transform or remove 3 stinky strikes here. Further allowing us to activate our Art of War and draw way more amazing cards, such as... Yeah, that's not really it, but... So, you know, I was really hoping not to get 3 attacks there, but it is what it is. We are going to play those about as often as we would play a strike. So, all things considered, we rolled the dice. I'm going to say that we low rolled. I think that's fair. And, I don't know, we're just going to move on with our day. Sometimes it's just like that. Choke? I mean, yeah, Choke does damage. And on a good bullet time turn, it might be good damage, but feels a bit underwhelming right now. Really like this late shop. I really like an early shop. I like 2 shops this act, with the Smiling Mask, getting rid of a strike, and then... Sneaky Strike? Masterful Stab? The really nice thing about Masterful Stab is every time we draw it, it rolls from 0 to 3. So the cost 1 additional energy for each time you've lost HP doesn't apply. Yeah, I think correct order of removal is obviously Strike first, but we would remove the Meme Stab, the Sneaky Strike, and then the Choke. Choke does pair with our Sadistic Nature slightly. So it does 12 plus 14 damage with both Sadistic Natures, and then this minimal damage on this side. These are not our win conditions at all. Yeah, the Astrolabe was a super low roll. I think we're gonna go this way. I want extra events. I want to see our mind bloom. Maybe that was supposed to be Crippling Cloud. No, I like getting the Sadistic in. Drops are also really good because of this meal tip. All right, this is our bullet time turn. Bullet time costs 0, so we can afford to lay down some stuff. Oh, actually, maybe we choke first. So we could do... Maybe I went too quickly there. So we should do choke, first backflip. And then we boule time. Twice. Wait a second. We should do pen nib. We should do pen nib. Regen potion is here. We'll absolutely take it. Calculated gamble is interesting. I'm going to pass on it. We're good on our draw and Steph. Aha. And we were presented with lose max HP, the event. We trace our steps. I don't think our pathing has changed yet. 323 gold for Don the Mask. Super not worth it. All right, low rolling the events too at the start of Act 3 here. It's a debuff, yes. If only we could get our sadistic natures into play before Dawn and the Bag of Marbles. Yeah, I'm still feeling this way. Yes. Can't leave. It's a rare relic. Rare relics are so good. I mean, this is a pretty cool opening turn. I don't know if I can be bothered to actually do the math here, though. Ugh. Maybe we want to play choke first. So if wait, we can figure this out. If we play choke first and then sadistic nature, we get an extra 10 damage out of it. If we play both of these first and then play choke, it's 14 damage. So we should sadistic first. This is a cool turn. One of these is correct. Okay, so we do sadistic nature first. We just figured that out. That's just the level new sadistic nature is on. Like, you play your sadistic natures before your choke. That's how much damage it does. That's how bad choke is. Wait, are you ready for this damage? This is going to be some insane damage. This is 28 damage just from Crippling Cloud. It turns out the correct target for choke was maybe the front one. It's good. It's good. We're gonna do pen nib things. We're gonna get it to 9. Super optimal. Who voted leave? Excuse me? Stupid shovel. Shovel is stinky. And someone didn't... Who didn't tell this guy? Who didn't tell this guy? Nobody told him what just happened to his friends? Buddy. You have no idea. This is 48 damage, excuse me? Why is this 48 damage? Wow. That's crazy. So we can... Recent convert? Absolutely not. We yeah, it was an astrolabe transform. We would not have a sneaky strike in here otherwise. Wait a second. I actually need to figure this out. So Sadistic Nature does 28, 56 damage, plus, oh god, 24, 70. So we actually almost have lethal with Burst Bouncing Flask here. But not quite. Was Burst also upgraded to carry between turns to be equivalent to like a Watcher card? Ooh. Okay. This is getting a little more spicy than that last fight. Oh. No, man. I thought it was free. And I should have done burst backflip. All right, I'm playing a little sloppy now. We gotta bring it back. And then let's do those first. Smoke bomb is here. A bunch of skippable stuff. You're gonna not do the smoke bomb? The story behind the alternate artwork. Well, it was claimed to be beta artwork, and I think some of it was beta placeholder art, and then some of it became just kind of like fun jokes, like Lake Sweep is one of my personal favorites. I don't have a lot of them on to be, actually could probably turn that one off, to be a little more new player friendly, but I do really love some of them, Neutralize being one of them. Sadistic Nature's like fine. I think this is a Cuphead reference, maybe. I never played Cuphead, but I remember like a giant sunflower. Undertale, oh, okay. Also a game that I did not... Oops. Okay. Ah, I think I played one too many cards. Did I play any good Peggle recently? Yes. As if anyone has to ask. Yeah, no, we played Peggle on the last stream twice. We fought a Writhing Mass, and then Baylor actually redeemed a bunch of channel points to play Peggle right after that, because we lost on a Cleocatra run, which was super sad. But we ran it back, thanks to Baylor, and we won, so we moved on. Choke always lasts. We just did the math, so Choke is actually better if we play it after Sadistic Nature. So maybe I played one card there before I should have, but playing it after Sadistic Nature was definitely correct. A Happy Flower is here. We could take 1,000 cuts, but we won't. It's just that it says 2 on it, and I really like cards that say 2 on it. Yeah, we don't need any of this. All right, let's recall early because we can. We took no damage against the Giant Head, hoping to continue that trend as we fight one gyrating Snack Lady. And by the by, these turn 1s with Boule Time have been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Again, I'm telling you, so you can see it here. So if we did Choke before Sadistic Nature, so let's just see here. We're gonna play our Boule Time. If we did Choke before Sadistic Nature, that's an extra 10 damage. If we play it after Sadistic Nature, that's 14 damage. So it's always going to be optimal for us to do Choke last. As strange as it is, well, not last, but after our Sadistic Natures. Now we will do it. Our Crippling Cloud will quickly yeet both of those side enemies. We have a Pen Nib coming up. 48 OMG damage, and we're gonna take another leg sweep lethal. We could lethal here with dash and get the Pen Nib charge, but how often do you get to lethal with leg sweep? Apparently pretty often with 2 Sadistic Nature. That's pretty good. We could do Alchemize. We have Burst for Alchemize. Alchemize is just pretty okay in general. All right, this has to be our Sapphire Key. And that's too bad. So we took the Bag of Marbles in Act 2 over a Sapphire Key, mostly for the artifact removal. And now, at this point in time, in hindsight, I would really like this Potion Belt with Alchemize. Burst Alchemize, Potion Belt. All good things. All right, we have Triforce complete. I kind of want to take another Elite here versus a Dig. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty strong. These turn 1 bullet times are crazy. All right, so we'll do this correctly now. Sadistic Nature first, before Choke. Choke. Then we'll play the cards forehead. I mean, that's pretty good. Bullet time was literally just a choke Brock. Yeah. Hopefully we don't get smacked for 45 here. Nice. All right. Can we do any nib things here? A little bit. Can play Neutralize. I'm gonna yeet this Explosive Potion for Alchemize first, though. That was not worth it. Okay. Blood Vial is here. Ooh, Fear Potion. Well, we always take the most recent Fear Potion, because this one that we got earlier in the run, however long ago it was, is closer to its expiration date than this one. So we'll take the more recent one. It's just good luck. No. No Flechettis. So it was Flechette, Slice, Neutralize, Pain, No. A rare card is Grand Finale? That's a no. Alright, this is our last event. No Mind Bloom for us, fortunately. Oh, we have so many buttons to press here. Gotta be careful. I'm so used to playing with bullet time on turn 1 that I might make a mistake now that I don't have it. We're in the lore to say that potions don't age like wine. Well, you see, thing is, that's not my lore. I have very specific lore, and that just doesn't fit in. This first, got him, and then pen nib. Shop will have Nightmare. Oh my. Oh, we better Sneaky Strike, yeah? Swift Potion, yes. Well-laid plans we should probably take. And hang on to our Piercing Wail for a multi-attack turn on, say, the Heart or the Act 4 Elites. It doesn't say plus on it, but it's actually a really good upgrade target. We can hang on to things like Boule Time. Yeah. We should take this. Apotheosis is here. That's... What are we saying no to? Oh, the Nightmare. Yeah. Well, I mean, we still have a chance here. Still have a chance. We are going to start out by, I believe we were going to remove this last Stinky Strike. I need some kind of like celebratory sound whenever we remove all the strikes from a deck because they are so terrible. We will take Apotheosis, and I love a boat thing. I can't really say no to a boat. It's just too good. And then we have one more remove in Act 3, potentially. Pew, pew, pew. We will not lose our Art of War proc. We're going to take 5 energy into next turn. If we wanted to, we could actually scale up our pen nib for kind of a panic condition. Since we're going to have 4 energy next turn anyway. If there was ever a turn to do it, it's this one. Yeah, we don't have a lot of attacks coming around anyway. Now, let's take 5 energy. I like 5 energy more. I like to be able to burst these bouncing flasks and just be done with the fight. Okay, 4 energy is here. Still no burst. Apotheosis also means 2 free digs. Somewhat true. I don't know if we even bother with the second Sadistic Nature now that there's enough weak and 33 poison on the enemy. Just getting everything upgraded seems. Really know what we're trying to upgrade at this point, though. Oh, Lee's Waffle. I tried so hard. I made that like a year ago or something. And then I never revisited the text document to fix them all. I got rid of like a lot of the starter relics that I accidentally left in. But I had to make the list myself, so that's why it's so terrible. I think that's enough. Ooh. Oolay time is here, and it says 2 on it. I don't know if we ever got close to killing the transient this fight, but I do think if the stars aligned slightly better, maybe that would have happened. Should probably hang on. Oh, this is our last turn. Okay, we'll do 10 nib things. That on 9, and that should be the fight. Sweet. Very good transient fight. Weak potion is here. Absolutely not. And I don't really want a second alchemize. Yeah, because we have Apotheosis, I was actually planning on upgrading well-laid plans. I like upgrading well-laid plans because you want to play it when you see it. And if your deck is like inverted, like you don't draw Apotheosis early and you draw well-laid plans early, then you end up in a weird situation, but we'll dig. A second boat thing? That's good. That is a good pull. What is a bad pull is this turn. all of our block cards are kind of expensive. Okay, so we have 5 energy next turn if we don't play an attack, which we don't have in our hand, I guess. So we hang on to these. If we draw bullet time, then we can burst things, I guess. We did not draw bullet time. We can still do burst things, though. Like, this is an okay burst hand. We've got 1 cost Bouncing Cloud, 0 cost Crippling Cloud, 0 cost Defend as well. So we are going to burst Bouncing Flask first, I think. Oh yeah, that worked out. That was perfect. Oh my god, totally 50-50 split. Excellent. So with 14 block already, we don't really need to double this defend. We can single play defend and defend. So we'll double this up. Actually, we'll keep our 0 cost defend for next turn. Regen pot? Not yet. Not yet. So we have meal ticket for Act 4, assuming we make it. In theory, we might not even need the regen potion yet. And we might need it in... yeah, and we have Pantograph too. And we might need it in the Act 4 elites. We're doing pretty alright. Ailer Lord. Dude, you would love this run. We traded 6 max HP for Sadistic Nature on floor 0 and found Crippling Cloud, Bouncing Flask, Burst. Wait, no, this was Act 1 to Burst. And then we got second Sadistic Nature. We duplicated it, bottled it, and stuff. Been a tour de force with our new friend, Sadistic Nature. Yes, we have two. That's right. We have 2 lethals with leg sweep now so far this run too. Maybe the best part about it. We also found that it's optimal to play Choke after you've played both Sadistic Natures if you have the choice, because choke damage is so low even when it's upgraded that it's not optimal to play Choke first. So it's like super awkward. You play Sadistic Nature, and then you play Choke. It begs the question whether Choke needs to be buffed or just yeeted from the game in general. I don't really know. Definitely one of those things, though. Now I forgot the base cost of these cards. So our Shimmy and Shake and Shapes here are looking pretty rough. Really what we want to do is work on our Pen Nib now, and we just win next turn anyway. Oh, Dashing Dane dares deadly dalliances with Dancing Donut. I mean, that was excellent. Okay, that's the fight. We got Pen Nib to 4. And perfectly got Happy Flower to 0. Ooh. Give me... I don't know. The Fun Eater. Look, I just hate seeing the Fun Eater in general. I don't even know if this is particularly bad or not. I just don't like this fun. It's okay. We got 2 boat things in a dream. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful boat things. Okay, we got 4 more card plays. Do we dare bring that to 3? With our Boule time coming around. I think we have a choice. We could do Sneaky Strike, Crippling Cloud, Dagger Spray, Waste and Alchemize. Take 3 cards the next turn. Pretty sure we're due for a not attack turn. We got 1, 2, 3. We can hang on to Leg Sweep. Ding! Oh. I think we keep these crippling clouds. I'm not sure we do enough damage unless we draw really, really well. Yeah, I mean, we didn't draw poorly here, but it's still not quite enough. So, with well-laid plans currently on deck, if we were to hang on to, say, Crippling Cloud and Burst, Bouncing Flask, Crippling Cloud, and then Crippling Cloud, I still don't think that's quite enough. Got like 80 damage down. We'd have to do roughly 180 next turn, and we don't quite get there. Hey, this is good enough. So we have Burst next turn. Obviously we want to do like Burst, Bouncing Flask, but we might need some block and we can only hang on to one card. Our only block coming up is a Defend. So we don't have a way to apply Weak. We do Burst, Survivor next turn. We also have to be careful with our card plays. So that would bring us to 11. Man, we were really close to lethal here. Yeah, I'm going to say 4 card plays next turn has to be good enough for us. Ooh, that's a good draw. We have a Boule Time in hand, as well as an obscene number of debuff cards. Yeah. This is when we go in. What we don't have is our good friend Burst. I'm telling you, the Burst Bouncing Flask thing, as cool as it is, not quite lined up like I would like it to. Actually not taking damage here. Alright, our Fun Eater is dead on board. We will try to get Pen Nib to 9. Got him. And Happy Flower on 2. Perfect. Perfect. Absolutely did not end up needing that regen potion. Or the Swift potion for that matter. And as requested, we'll just quick get the third boat thingy here to complete the boat. Stupid piece of paper. I don't... Useless. Noxious Fumes says apply 2 poison, deal 14 damage to all enemies. Or we could take a remove on one of these other cards. I think we said the Meme Stab would go next. We're probably good on poison. Yeah, exactly. Refold it into a wheel. I want 18 block on turn 3. I don't want weak enemies. No, no, no. So it's between Noxious Fumes and just removing a card. We can't afford a lot here. I personally don't think we need the Noxious Fumes, like, at all. And just cycling around to the good stuff is probably better. Though the ability to treadmill that poison would be really nice. Noxious also is going to remove some artifact charges, an artifact charge for us for free on the heart. Tube Potion could be the 3rd Sadistic nature. True. But I like where your head's at. I like the way you think. Okay. So 2 things we could have done here. We could have not played a Defend there to purposely take damage for Centennial Puzzle, since 2 burns are going on top of our draw pile, kind of negating the fact that the burns are going to be there. We can also just use the Swift Potion. We'll kind of see what we draw, though. We've got a Leg Sweep here. If we just draw well, which we didn't really. If we just drew well, all would have been fine. We can apply Weak to the Spire Spear here, though, which is pretty okay. We can discard a burn. We can upgrade our Leg Sweep and our Survivor. So all in all, not a terrible turn. Not amazing, but thank you, Boat Thing, for saving us. Choke is not going to apply, so it doesn't matter what order we do this in. Swift Potion, say probably not. Because we had 4 energy worth of things to do here. I'd like to save it for the heart fight, actually. We're not guaranteed to get a potion from this fight. So if we could save it, that'd be better. Could make our turn 2 against the heart much, much better. Look at this. The stupid paper thing is barely helping. No, I'm kidding. It's amazing. Okay. Oh, I should have played Bouncing Flask first there. That was a mistake. Currently, we are turning with Dash. So actually, we don't even really need to turn. I think we get a kill here easily with these Crippling Clouds. Yeah. Never mind, it's just lethal. Happy Flower on 2. Got 9 cards on turn 1 with what will be 5 energy as well. Let's do Pen Nib things then. Yeah. Ninja Scroll. No. Absolutely not. That's a hard no. No, 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 no. This would prevent us from drawing 2 cards on turn 1, because the shivs get placed in your hand first, and then you get your draw from the other stuff, so hard no. Now, we did not find our Wraith Form or Ghosts in a Jar. No, that's okay. We got Paper Crane. A Dupat can be the 4th Shiv also. All right, I take back what I said earlier about liking the way that you think. Nay. Yeah, for the memes, we'll do double Sadistic Nature. The memes are too strong. We actually don't have our... We don't have our well-laid plans. I was thinking about doing Burst, Bouncing Flask, Rippling Cloud. Does that work? That does work. Yeah, that's fine. Now, we actually probably don't want to do this Crippling Cloud. Actually, you know what? I messed up the order here. Yeah, my order was bad. We should have played this Defend first. So what happens if we double Crippling Cloud here is we accidentally proc Centennial Puzzle on this turn. And that's bad. We draw 3 extra cards, we have no energy. So that was a mistake. If we did Defend first, we would have had just enough block to be able to double this Crippling Cloud. So that's actually kind of a... That's a decent-sized oops, because I was relying on double Crippling Cloud to apply Weak. So we may have to double Leg Sweep here. Our only other source of Weak is 2 Crippling Clouds and a Neutralize. So we have Weak coming around. Yeah, we can Leg Sweep for 28 damage as well. Like, it's not a total loss. It's just that Crippling Cloud was 56 damage and 14 poison. It's kind of a lot. I mean, look at the damage cap. We're almost damage capping on turn 1 with Sadistic Nature. That's crazy. Should probably Alchemize, right? Then we get the Centennial proc for next turn. Don't have Happy Flower. We do have like a Bullet Time and Apotheosis and stuff coming around, though. Could be good. And we're going to use it for the big attack anyway, which is next turn. So I think this is probably good. No Boule time. It's too bad. I think we'll Swift Potion for it. Just in case. Let's pull Void, though. Love this game. Let's do, yeah, we'll do our energy potion. Do Reviver, get rid of Burn. Already pretty decent. And then we get Sneaky Strike and get these 2 Crippling Clouds down before the artifact comes. We do not, however, get Catalyst down before the artifact comes. We're taking a lot of damage here. There is a ton of value in not drawing those cards that say exhaust on them again, though. Okay, choosing to be about as conservative as I can be with our HP. We're saving our Piercing Wail for next turn. So we should just do bullet time this turn, if we're going to do it at all. Our block package is pretty low, considering Beat of Death. Okay, so we need to end on at least 6 block to just not die next turn. For like Beat of Death. We have to strip Artifact, which is Bouncing Flask, and that's fine. It just means that we don't get to play this other Sadistic Nature unless we want to really ride the line. We have a ton of block coming around. Like, all we need to do is play a block card and Piercing Wail next turn. Yeah, I'm not going to ride it that close. There's just a non-zero chance we don't draw a block card here. We did. So we burst, defend, Bouncing Flask. Right? Don't forget to calculate the burn. True. So if we Bouncing Flask, Piercing Wail, we take 4, what would be 6 damage. That's fine. Okay, so we win. Hooray! Look, you only need 1 HP to win Slay the Spire. That's it. Wait, can we get the Leg Sweep lethal again? Leg Sweep lethal would be the way to go out. I don't think we have enough energy. We draw first with Acrobatics? I'm just kidding. I got somebody. I got somebody out there. Oh, there it is. I knew it. I knew it was coming. Oh, I got you. I got you. Oh, every single one of you. Oh, totally baited. Totally baited. They thought I was going to do it. They really thought I was going to do it. Oh my goodness. I can't believe you guys have that little faith. Oh man, every single one of them. I don't think we can get Leg Sweep lethal though. Wait, we have to dump this 0-cost junk. But Leg Sweep costs 3. So currently it does 28 damage with Burst. We can draw 2. But then we can't burst it. So we have to draw 2 now with acrobatics. No, not gonna get yeeted by the burn. All right, we can't get the leg sweep lethal. It's close though. It was close. Whatever. It's just over. It's just over. Just end the turn for it. Catalyst was 14. First Catalyst leg sweep does it. Do we have enough? Oh, I didn't read chat. All right. Maybe we had leg sweep lethal. I just missed it. You're right. Catalyst would have applied 14. Did we have enough block for that though? Because defend, we had like 5 block after defend, right? So it would have had to been. I don't know. Anyway. Don't miss the Peggle redemptions. We are playing Peggle right after this. Trust me. I think Beat of Death would have killed us. Because we had 5 blocks. So if we did burst, we went to 3. And then both catalysts was 4. That's all our HP. Right? I don't know. Maybe it was in there and I just missed it. Anyway. I'm telling you, the reward request queue they're totally broken on my screen. It doesn't show the Peggle thing. But we'll get to it in just a second. Fantastic run. 1 HP and a dream is all you need to win Slay the Spire. Let me tell you right here. What more is there to say? We had Sadistic Nature, which just outplayed Choke by a mile. Floor 0, which we can't see here. We got 6 max HP for Sadistic Nature if you happen to not be there. We basically planned to try to make that work, and oh my dog, did it ever. Got a Snecko Eye. Through floor, or Act 1, we got 2 Bouncing Flasks. We made them say plus. We made Sadistic Nature say plus. Very early on in Act 2, we doubled Sadistic Nature, and the rest is history. Flannel's trying to get me back from a out-of-context clip I made on her channel earlier. Anyway. All in all, fantastic run. A great showcase for the new, improved, actually takeable Sadistic Nature. And because we cannot disappoint. Let me tell you, Baylor must be sitting... Oh my goodness. Windows noises. Those were my Windows noises. Baylor must be sitting on a mountain of channel points. Because we are going to be playing the world's greatest game ever. 2006 is biggest hit ever. Pre-EA PopCap Games PEGGLE Peggle Deluxe. Let me tell you, here's what I know about Peggle. Every single round of Peggle's a good round. It's a good game. So GG is built into the title of Peggle. What's left? P-E-L-E. What is P-E-L-E? That's Pele. It's one of the greatest soccer/football players ever to live. Peggle? Soccer? Football? Oops, not that one. Round balls in soccer? Round balls in Peggle? Coincidence? Nay, absolutely not. We are still playing Cleocatra here, as you can see. If you happen to not be in last time, which I can't imagine, but just in case there's somebody in the audience who wasn't, we are dealing with Pyramid Power, full-on Illuminati status. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Little creepy. We got a minor bug there somewhere in the middle. Rolling of the eyes. Maybe that's a sign. Maybe whenever Cleocatra rolls its eyes, that's a bad play. It has powers. Oh. Maybe my mouse is just too high. Anyway, getting distracted. It is Pogamid Power, absolutely. I feel like the music's a little low. Let me adjust. You need to hear this. Oh yeah. Those synthy beats. Vaguely reminds me of... Well, never mind. Hit the green one. Hit the green one. We're gonna move on. We got our Pogamid power down here. We're gonna give this round to the Pogamids here because we want to show off how good it is. Very difficult to miss with the Pogamid power. It's huge. Literally doubling the bucket size. It's tough to miss. What does it remind me of? Say like 1980s pizza deliveries. That's all that I'm gonna say. We are gonna go sharp angle over here all the way to the left. Going for the magenta. No, not quite. I'm telling you, the pyramid power, as good as it seems, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan. You'd think that you can't miss, but it turns out that you can. Also, side note, why is there an apple in the middle of this map? I don't quite understand. A decent bounce. And bring it home. I mean, you don't get that in Slay the Spire, right? As much as we wish that there was some kind of Pogamid power equivalent in Slay the Spire, there's just not. You can't get it. All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna go for a points-based round. Didn't quite work out. Yes, that last red one. Last red one. Last red one. Yes, free ball into free ball. We went from 5 to 6, literally doubling our balls. We cannot lose at this point. We can just be super careless with our throws here. Yeah, that one's super free. Literally can't lose with 4 balls left. No problem. Perfect angles every time. Pyramid power. Whoops. Pyramid power is gone. Who needs it when you got free ball skills like this guy? That is. Oh. That is MLG Major League Peggle. Kick the bucket. 25,000 into an immediate 50,000 point get. 81,500. I'd like to see anybody attempt to beat that score. I like yarn, says Cleocatra. I once thought nothing could beat playing with a ball of yarn, but Peggle tops it. I'm keeping the yarn, though. Yarn still hits the spot every so often. What? I don't know what's happening. Is this character's name actually Cleocatra? Because I thought I cleverly came up with that on my own. Let me see. Quick play. Oh, I want to choose the character. Cat Tut. All right, well, I like mine better. I think Cat Tut's way worse.